welcome back to Dreams of Music and Makeup. I'm Jaclyn, or welcome here if it's your first time. I'm really excited to have you. I'm looking at you when all of a sudden this fuzz just... Okay, anyway. Today I'm really excited to do, I can't believe that I've been on YouTube this long and that this is the first time I'm doing this, but today we're going to do a YouTube made me buy it or YouTube hyped makeup get ready with me video. One of my subscribers recently mentioned that the brush demonstration that I did for you guys on this new Wet n Wild set, which I'll be using again today, that could have been a little bit more fun if I did it a Chatty Get Ready With Me style. And I thought, you're right, that would have been more fun. So I thought maybe we would do that today. There are a couple of things in here that I have not tried yet, so I'm really excited. I believe there's only 2 things in here that I have not tried that YouTube made me buy, and we're gonna try those out together, see how we do. But most of this stuff I've used several times. Some of it I haven't used for a while. You're gonna hear my thoughts as we kind of go throughout this video and who made me buy it, how I feel about it now, and would I buy it again. So if you enjoy this kind of video, please give it a big thumbs up so that I know to keep making this kind of thing for you guys. If you haven't already, I would love to have you subscribe to this channel. I do put out 2 beauty videos every week, and you guys have a whole lot to do with what comes out on this channel because I love taking your suggestions. There have only been a couple that I haven't been able to accommodate for suggestions, and if that's the case, I will always tell you, but I pride myself on making almost every one of your suggestions happen for a video, so keep those coming, as always. I love doing that for you guys. Anyway, let's hop straight in. I tried to do a mix of both high-end or mid-range to high-end and more affordable products so that we can cater to a little bit of everybody's wants and needs here. If you like that, also give this video a thumbs up. I haven't done a whole lot of videos where we're mixing high and low end, so let me know how you feel about that. Let me know what you think of our new setup. I know I still have to work on getting us a little bit more of an interesting background, but tell me if this is good for you or not. Maybe you like the less distractions going on back there. Anyway, let me know. I'm going to start off by priming my face, even though we're going to do the eyes first. I just like to let it set for that time. I am going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer. There are a lot of YouTubers that recommend this. I'm not sure who it was that brought my attention to it. A few different YouTubers that I watched that have used this. No one that uses it on a regular basis, but I really enjoy this. And the foundation that we're going to be going in with, it definitely emphasizes my pores a little bit. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but this primer definitely helps to fill the pores a little bit without drying me out or contributing to excess oil. So this will work nicely with the foundation we're going to be using. And I do have a couple of blemishes. This last week was just crazy, and even last night I was falling asleep with a full face of makeup on, so I have a couple of skincare products next to my bed, and I definitely had to use my emergency SOS. I had my cellar water, my eye cream, and a nighttime moisturizer. So last night I definitely shortcut my skincare routine, so my skin is a little angry, but that is the choice I made, whatever. So for this next product, this is one of the new ones that YouTube totally made me buy this because I've been hearing a bunch of people say that this might be a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This I have not used yet, so I'm just taking them out of the boxes. I got really nervous that the name of the colors weren't on there because these look really, really similar, but I picked up both light ivory and, what color are you? Light medium beige. The only difference that I can see is that the light ivory seems to be a little more peachy, whereas this one seems to be a little more golden. So I think I'm gonna use the peachy one for right now because that will tend to counteract more discoloration. I'm going to use this as our eyelid primer for today. Nice little normal sized concealer doe foot. Let's just start with a little, and I'm going to keep it open so I don't totally saturate that doe foot again. I'm using this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Blending Sponge. I'm actually going to squeeze a little more water out of it. This I have been using for a few weeks and I do enjoy it. I don't enjoy it as much as I like the Maybelline one. I think the Maybelline one is just a little bit softer. I enjoy the shape more because it has the little cutout, and I enjoy the color because it doesn't seem to stain as badly as all my other colored blenders. I think I got all the concealer off that wand, so I put it back in now. I've been bringing this concealer way into my inner corner when I prime my eyes and just not bring my eyeshadow over that far because I have the most darkness right in here and I've been finding it really difficult to go back in after my eyeshadow and correct that. So if you're wondering why I'm bringing this so far where I'm not going to be taking eyeshadow, that is why. Give myself a little extra coverage. I like the coverage of this. It looks pretty good. It's not as full coverage in my opinion as the Tarte Shape Tape, but we'll see. It builds nicely. That built really nicely on my inner corner. I like that. So you just need a little more product, but it's really not bad. Did it. Nice. Well, I like that. I wasn't expecting this color to turn out that light, so pleasantly surprised with light ivory. That worked out well. I think that light medium beige is going to be perfect for the rest of my face because this is just a little lighter than the rest of my body. It does match like my face and my neck, but that was not the same color as the rest of me, so I tend to go a little bit darker. If you're wondering why. For today's eye look, we're going to be using a couple of different drugstore palettes. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Mad for Matte Volume 1, which I can't remember what they call this one. They give secondary names to each one of these Mad for Matte palettes, and I can't remember what they call this one. But this one is a little bit more neutral. It has some cool tone options as well, but we're going to use this because the other shades we're using don't have any matte colors in there. This is the Wet n Wild Classic Trio in Walking on Eggshells. YouTube played a big part in why I purchased both of these palettes here. I was debating on this one because I did not know if the mattes were going to be opaque enough and nice enough that I would want to keep them, and so I was a little hesitant. And then this one, I haven't used it as much as I've wanted to. This one I purchased not too long ago. I just haven't been using it a ton, and thought it would be good for this video. Also, something else YouTube made me buy that I'll be using throughout doing this look is the Veramona and Sephora Color Switch. This is the full size. It does come in a smaller size as well in the travel section at Sephora. I really enjoy this product. It really is just like a really stiff kind of wiry sponge that you can change colors on your eyeshadow brush without having it wet in between. That's a really nice thing to have on hand, especially for doing your own makeup. It's not cleaning your brush, so it wouldn't be as sanitary if you're using this on multiple people. If you've not seen my video on the brushes that I'm using throughout this, then I will link that for you, both in the corner and down below. If you're ever wondering why something is not in the corner, it's just because I haven't gotten the chance to get back on there since the video fully uploaded. You can't put those in until it's all done, so I always have to go back and do that at the last minute. I'm taking a little bit of this lightest shade of the Mad for Matte palette and setting down that concealer real quick. This is the fluffy blending brush from that Wet n Wild set that my last video was about. And I do set all the way into this inner corner. It helps so that no colors stick further in there than I want them to. And it is officially sweater weather. I don't know about where you live, but where I live, it is definitely sweater weather now. I'm really enjoying the cooler temperatures, though it's a little bittersweet. Not sure I'm ready to commit to the cooler temperatures, though I appreciate not breaking a sweat. That's really nice. I'm gonna go into this fourth shade, this kind of pinky brown here and start doing our transition shade. You know, I think we're way too far away. Allow me to alter this situation real quick. Using the tapered blending brush, I'm going to dip into the crease shade in this Walking on Eggshells trio by Wet n Wild. I'm going to add that a little bit lower down in our crease. Go back to that fluffier brush and dip into this shade right next to that pinkier brown. This one right here. Just blend those two together. Using my finger, I'm going to dip into this eyelid shade and place that all over the lid. I'm going to avoid the outer corner because I haven't decided what I'm going to do there just yet. For our outer corner and just kind of tucking into the outer portion of the crease, I'm going to mix this rich warm shade and this kind of purpley brown shade over here next to the gray. So I'm going to mix those two shades on this tapered shading brush and put that in the outer corner. Match us up on the other side. Sorry, I haven't been chatting very much. Goodness sakes. Ooh, have you guys all caught up on Stranger Things too? Or is that just me? I've totally rewatched it already. Don't judge me. I love Stranger Things. I think season 1 was my favorite. Don't worry, I'm not gonna give you spoilers. I'm not like that. I don't believe in spoiling surprises for people. I just think it's rude. I definitely liked season 1 better. I think that's usually always the case, right? But someone told me that it wasn't really Stranger Things 2, it's more like a commercial for Stranger Things 3. I can't say I disagree with that. Like, even though we got some answers, I just didn't feel like we got enough answers. Maybe that's just my personal thing. So let me know what you guys think. Let's try not to give spoilers, but tell me your thoughts. Were you satisfied with season 2? Did you still feel like you had a lot of questions? Because that's just kind of how I feel. It's just not what I expected, I don't think. Kind of annoyed with the multiple storylines just because I felt like it was a distraction more than it was necessarily contributing to the story. Did anyone else feel that way? Okay, so the one thing that I will say that, like, if you haven't watched it yet, I don't think this will, like, give anything away, but I think it frustrated me that the entire time that they had 2 storylines going at once, they literally did that all for one line. They did it all for one line, and that was for channeling your anger. We really had to waste multiple episodes just for that one piece of information. I don't. That's poor writing in my opinion. But anyway, let's move on so I don't give away spoilers without intending to. If you know what I'm talking about, or you feel like you're on the same page with me, you felt like that was kind of a cop-out, then what should we put down below? Maybe like a little robot emoji? A robot for bad writers? I don't know. YouTube totally made me buy this eyeliner. This is gonna take me way too long, so I'm not gonna chat while I do this because, I mean, I just hate it. It takes forever. This is the Inglot 77 gel liner. Well, it's their AMC eyeliner gel in the shade 77, which is just black. I used this in my Halloween tutorial, if you're wondering how I possibly used that much eyeliner. That's how. Using this on my Royal and Langnickel paintbrush that I've mentioned in many, many videos. I never do this. I'm actually going to put some on my upper waterline just to kind of thicken my lashes, make it so that there's no skin peeking through. This is the only liner for me that really stays when I do this, so I want to kind of reserve it for this formula. For our foundation today, I'm going to be using the EX1 Invisiwear liquid foundation. This one YouTube definitely made me buy. I think this was a combination of Nikki Tutorials, Kathleen Lights, Jaclyn Hill. Who else was obsessed with this? This was back when they only had 5 shades though, so this one is far too deep for me. So I'm going to be mixing this with the NYX Pro Foundation Mixer in the shade White. Every pale girl's best friend. By the way, I didn't say much about that Inglot gel liner, but my thoughts on that are that it is incredibly, incredibly black. It dries matte, and you can't get it out of your lash line for the life of you. Like, that's just, if you want to know what stains everybody's lash line black and makes them look like they have thicker eyelashes than they do, it's this guy. This guy does not want to come off. Worth it. I'm mixing like equal parts of this white mixer and the foundation. I do really enjoy this NYX white mixer. I don't feel like it changes the formula of whatever you mix it to, which is a really special quality. I'm going to start at the center of the face and work my way out. If you're ever wondering why I do this, it's because you need more coverage generally on the center of your face than you do everywhere else. I think I actually mixed this a bit too light. Wow, that's a first. Yep, I sure did. That's a little better. It's way too light. Gosh dang it. Alright. Starting over with the foundation mix, because this is just atrociously bad. Actually, my color now. Let's do our light medium beige for the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I just blended in the EX1 Invisiwear foundation all over my face with just a tiny bit of the NYX white foundation mixer added in there. I finally got my color down. This is a little bit neutral for me, so I am neutral leaning warm. You can see that that my face is just a little bit more neutral, whereas my neck and chest are a little bit more yellow. So that is why I say that. I can normally get away with neutral undertone things, but this is a little bit pink for me, whereas I'm a little bit more yellow. So if that's not translating on camera, I do apologize. I try to get this as accurate as I can for you. Got a blemish here, so I need a little extra help there. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of the light ivory just because this came out a little bit darker than I anticipated. Looks pretty good. I'm really pleased with that, actually. Wow. I mean, I'm really impressed with this concealer. Oh, looks like I overlapped a little of my eyeshadow there. Oops. Yeah, I'm really liking what I see so far with this concealer. I'm gonna give it a few minutes, see if it creases, and then we'll go in and tap it out and set it. Since we are not powdering yet, I'm going to break out a product that I haven't used as much as I would like to. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. This is a little sample size trial of the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Moonlight. This is kind of a light champagne-y color. You guys have probably seen this before if you've been on YouTube very long, but it's this liquid here. See how shiny that is. I'm going to put a little more on the back of my hand and then apply it with this blending sponge because I'm not sure how else I can really get this to work. I've not used this a ton. I'm excited to try. So I'm gonna take kind of this little fat edge and go in on the high points. Oh wow. Not sure how I feel about that. I mean, it's shiny, don't get me wrong, but this color is a lot more cool toned than I anticipated, I guess. Not so sure about this color. I would prefer something more champagne-y golden than this kind of iridescent thing we have going right now. That's what color this is. Wow, it dries really quickly and almost like chunked up on my hand. That's bizarre. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that, and I'm not really liking that formula either. It's not bad. I mean, I've used worse liquid highlights, but I'm not a liquid highlight person. That one is not worth it to me. That formula is really weird. Let's address our under eye concealer. It doesn't look like it's creased that badly. A little bit on this side. Let's go ahead and set using this precision setting brush from the Wet n Wild collection for holiday. I'm gonna mix some of this Kat Von D Shade and Light contouring palette and this MAC Pro Emphasize shaping powder. I'm gonna mix the banana shade in with this The banana shade itself is not quite light enough to brighten my under eyes, and this white shade is a little too much. So together, they kind of balance each other out, hopefully. I actually don't enjoy these powders for setting my under eye. For me, they draw a lot of attention to texture there. We'll see if my memory is still ringing true to that. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not great. Yeah, I just really... Can you see how it's just drawing attention to all this little, like, it's like chicken skin. I have these little, like, glands that you can see. It's not milia or anything. You can see a little easier on this side since I don't have powder on it yet. You can see the little bumps, but they're just so emphasized now that I have this powder on them. It just looks a lot worse to me. I mean, I appreciate the coverage that the colored powders give, but they're not finely milled enough to make my under eyes look smooth, if that makes sense. I really want to try the NYX banana powder because of Mariah Leonard. She loves and swears by that powder, and I imagine it doesn't have this quality, so if you use that, please let me know down below. Do you guys have textured under eyes like I do? Do you struggle with this too? I'd love to know. I'm gonna bring that down, just the high points of my face a little bit. To set all over the face, I'll use this powder brush, and I'm also gonna use this Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. Now, if you have a problem with scents, don't buy this. Stay far, far away. I am not particularly sensitive to scents, but this one is really obnoxious. It's very grandma powdery, floral, yuck. Just in my opinion, but it does go away, at least for me. Some people complain that it doesn't go away. I haven't experienced that, but I have the shade Naturally Neutral. I'm just gonna do a light dusting of this all over to set so that we can go on with powder products. Less is more with this product. It definitely tends to give that more like mattifying powder texture, if you know what I mean. I do like this powder. I don't like it for the under eyes, but for overall on the face, I think it looks good. I haven't experienced any issues with it. I just don't like it as much as I like my more high-end powder. To bronze, I'm gonna be using this Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. If you've not heard about this, I don't know where you've been. I'm gonna use that same powder brush to apply bronzer today, just for fun. I love this bronzer. I also like the milk chocolate one. Oh, I'm starting to get a hard pan. Oh yeah, let me scrape this off a bit. So I'm just gonna lightly bronze, and you guys know me, I lightly contour and bronze in one. That's just kind of how I like to go. You can do whatever you prefer for your face. I like this bronzer. For me, it's a little deep right now. It suits me a little better in summer, but you can also use a more natural bristle brush and build it up a little slower. That tends to help if you have fairer skin like I do. This is the perfect like matte warm bronze for me, especially in summer. It just looks like a really nice tan, which I appreciate. It's not too orange, it's not too red. You can just see it just looks like a bronzy, sun-kissed look. For highlight, with that tapered highlighting brush from the Wet n Wild set, I'm gonna go in with this Urban Decay Afterglow highlighter in the shade Sin. YouTube definitely made me buy this. I can't remember who it was that was talking about it the most, but this was, I was told, a more intense version of like Mary Luminizer, which was my first ever highlighter, in case you were wondering. I always find those little tidbits interesting. This is so intense, and it's kind of a thicker formula, if you will, than say Becca or Anastasia. But once you add setting spray, it melts right into the skin. It's looking way more intense with this Cover FX thing under it. I adore this shade. It's just the perfect white gold. Like, even if you're not a warm undertone, this is the kind of gold that you could rock because it's just that neutral. It does tend to look a little bit chunky if you're on the really dry side and you don't tend to use setting sprays. So just keep that in mind. Just this little tiny, I think it's a concealer brush, to just put this on the inner corner. I tend to like concealer brushes for this because they're a little bit more easy to control. I have more deep set eyes, especially in the center. So when I apply my inner corner highlight, I almost have to kind of frame my tear duct for it to be visible. Because if I just were to put the highlight here, you wouldn't even be able to see it from the front. So I kind of frame my tear duct with a highlighting shade so that it's visible from all angles. Like that. Now for blush, using the blush brush from the Wet n Wild collection, I'm going to use Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade Exposed. This is a beautiful blush for this time of year. I mean, it's gorgeous all year round, but this is one that YouTube definitely played a part in making me buy this. This was everybody's cult favorite blush that they used with like every look. It's very neutral. You can tell there's just a tiny bit of pink to it, but it's just a very natural, neutral blush. I reach for it over and over again in the fall and winter months. For my brows today, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Taupe, as well as the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. YouTube made me buy both of these. I would say between Jaclyn Hill and Kathleen Lights, that's what made me buy these. I adore the Brow Wiz, but I probably wouldn't have heard about it if it weren't for YouTube. I love skinny brow pencils. This one is my favorite. I have repurchased several of these. I'm going to add a little bit of this warm brown shade to the lower lash line with this tiny little dome pencil brush. Maybe it's just me, but it looks to me like the outer corner color and crease shade that we applied earlier has faded, so I'm going to add more of that warm brown on the outer corner. For lips, I'm going to go in with a Wet n Wild gel lip liner. in the shade Bear to Comment. This I purchased based off of Casey Holmes' recommendation, and I now own 3 or 4 of these shades, and I love this lip liner. It's fantastic. I believe these are $2 or $3 at the drugstore. I just love them. Isn't that a gorgeous shade? I mean, I could wear this on its own, but I'm gonna top it with something else for our video. So before we go in with our lip color, just to set down all of the powder products that we have used, I'm gonna go in with another YouTube hyped product, which is MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus Setting Spray. This stuff I adore. I would not have come to purchase this if it were not for Jaclyn Hill and using this with foiled eyeshadows. I have since come to love it as a setting spray as well, for just kind of naturally enhancing all of the powders and liquids that you've put on your face and just helping them meld together. This really helps. It doesn't necessarily extend the wear of my makeup, but I adore the other qualities that it provides. Some people find that this extends the wear of their makeup because it has such a high glycerin content. I live in a fairly dry area, so that doesn't work for me, but I'm going to apply this and then fan it off as usual. My impatience gets to me. I'm going to curl my lashes and then apply a very YouTube hyped mascara. This is the Colossal Big Shot by Maybelline. I have not even opened this yet. I did purchase this as a result of Katie from Luster Lux. She is still reaching for this product on a regular basis almost a year after it's launched, and I really have enjoyed her recommendations for the most part, so I thought I would give this one a shot. This was one of those mascaras that I thought I would never purchase just because I thought all the advertisements were horrific. All these desirable lashes looked like spider legs and it was nasty, but I trust you, Katie. Let's see how this fares. I'm gonna just speed this up for you guys because this always takes me a while. My eyes water and it gets all weird. Finally, for lip color, I'm going to put on a little bit of this ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Lion King. I definitely bought these Ultra Satin Lips because of Kathleen Lights. She has done several collaborations as well as just worn a lot of these on her channel. I love the formula. I have bought so many different colors of these. This is our finished look. I really enjoy this kind of thing for the fall and winter months. If you do too, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know down below if you see yourself wearing these products or if you own all of these products because YouTube made you buy them too. I would love to hear that down below. Tell me what you guys have bought based off of similar recommendations. I'm curious what's in your collection and do you feel good about it? These are a bunch of the products that YouTube made me buy or I bought because they were incredibly, incredibly popular and doing well on YouTube. For the most part, I really agree. I'm impressed right now with the under eye concealer. I feel like it looks even better than my Tarte Shape Tape does. And I'm not sure if that's the setting powder as well, because I really like the additional coverage that I was able to get by mixing the MAC Pro Emphasize and the Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D. I'm not sure if that just kind of settled down once I did setting spray and now it looks a little better. I'm really not sure, but we'll see how it wears as the day goes on, and I will update you guys down below. Also, if you're wondering what's on my nails, I did just paint them, so if they're a little messy, I apologize, that's why. But this is Essie Designated DJ. I actually found this on clearance at Walgreens about a month ago for like $2 and change, so it's definitely a gorgeous color. And it's pretty uneven though. I will say this is 3 coats to be fully opaque, so just FYI. Let's stick on my teeth.